Hello everyone. Take a moment and reflect. Have you ever felt like, all of a sudden, everything around you seems slightly different? As if the world had changed without you noticing? What if these changes weren't just coincidences or perception errors, but rather as if you were constantly shifting between different realities without even realizing it? The idea of parallel realities might sound like science fiction, but it is actually part of a vast field of study explored by quantum physics. This field reveals the possibility that infinite versions of reality can coexist at the same time. But how does this practically affect your life? Well, perhaps in a much more direct way than you might think. Renowned theoretical physicist David Bohm, for example, introduced an intriguing view of reality that aligns with this idea. Bohm proposed the concept of an implicate order, where everything in the universe is interconnected at a deep and unseen level. He suggested that what we perceive as our reality is merely the explicate order, a superficial manifestation of something far more complex and multidimensional. In this perspective, every decision, thought, and emotion can create an imperceptible shift, guiding you toward a new version of yourself and the world around you. These transitions are often so subtle that they go unnoticed. However, there are moments when these changes can be so profound that they completely challenge your understanding of what is real. Understanding the nature of parallel realities means recognizing that the present is not fixed, it's fluid, dynamic, and adaptable. The version of you that exists right now may not be the same as the one from just a few minutes ago, and it's in this constant movement where the transformative power of perception lies. A simple shift in perception can completely change the direction of your life, aligning you with a higher version of yourself. But how do these realities manifest in everyday life? And more importantly, how can you tell if you've already shifted to a new reality? Today, we'll explore the signs that you might have already moved into a parallel reality without even realizing it. The deeper you dive into this topic, the more you start to understand that the very essence of your life may be continuously shaped by these invisible transitions, leading you toward your true potential. If everything around you can change so subtly that you hardly notice, what is really happening to your reality? The concept of parallel realities might seem complex at first, but at its core it reveals that life isn't linear or fixed. Instead, we are constantly navigating different versions of reality, all shaped by our choices, thoughts, and emotions. Imagine your life as a vast ocean of possibilities, where each wave represents a new version of your potential reality. With every decision you make, these waves reorganize and form new paths. This path could be almost identical to the previous one, or lead to a significant change. What truly defines this transition isn't the external events, but the state of your consciousness and how you perceive the world around you. Before we move forward, I want to leave you with a question for reflection. How are you shaping your reality today? Often we only notice changes around us after they've already happened. Quantum physics offers us a powerful analogy to understand how these transitions occur. It teaches us that the universe is made up of probabilities, where each event, each choice, generates a series of potentials that may or may not manifest in the reality you're currently experiencing. The present moment, which you perceive as unique, is, in fact, just one of countless possible realities. For instance, when you wake up and decide to change a simple habit, you may be planting the seeds of a transition between realities. These changes aren't abrupt, they're subtle, like the shift from one scene to the next in a movie, barely noticeable, but still guiding you in a new direction. This continuous process of transition is what creates the illusion of continuity. Just like individual frames in a film, projected at high speed to give the appearance of seamless motion, our mind connects fragmented moments in life and interprets them as a linear sequence of events. However, in reality, we are moving between different frames of realities every moment. The modern thinker Nassim Haramein, a theoretical physicist, expands on this idea by suggesting that the universe is inherently connected and that our consciousness plays a crucial role in how these realities manifest. For Haramain, quantum physics and consciousness are inseparable. We are active co-creators, directly influencing how the realities around us unfold. This connection between mind and universe is what allows small changes, such as an object being out of place or an unusual feeling in the environment, to be signs that we are transitioning between parallel realities. The impact of these seemingly minor changes can be far deeper than we imagine. Understanding this interconnectedness is key to realizing just how much influence you have over your own life experience. You are not just a passive observer. On the contrary, you are an active creator, directly shaping the various realities that unfold around you. Every decision, no matter how insignificant it may seem, has the power to move you into a new line of reality. This leads us to an important question. If we are constantly moving between these realities, how can we use this power of transition for our personal growth? How can we align with the version of ourselves that we truly want to become? On the path to self-discovery, learning to identify these moments of transition is the first step toward consciously transforming your reality. In your day-to-day life, you might start to notice that something feels slightly different, as if the environment around you has subtly changed. Maybe you were certain you closed a window before leaving the house, only to find it open when you return, with no clear explanation. Or perhaps you suddenly get the sense that something in your routine or surroundings feels off, even though everything seems familiar at first glance. These small adjustments in reality might be some of the most subtle signs that you are shifting between different versions of the world around you. These changes, however insignificant they may seem, carry a deeper meaning when we consider the possibility of parallel realities. What may appear to be a simple discrepancy, something slightly out of place, or a brief feeling of discontinuity, could actually be a reflection of a transition into another line of reality. At that exact moment, you are no longer in the same place you were before. The environment may look the same, but something small has shifted, signaling a deviation from the path your consciousness was following. Imagine your life as a series of roads, each leading to a different destination. Every decision you make, every choice, and every emotion you feel traces these paths. Some of these shifts are so small that they go unnoticed, like making tiny adjustments to your direction without realizing it. Yet, even these micro-adjustments can set you on a completely different path. These movements can be as subtle as the sensation of déjà vu, that feeling that you've lived through this moment before, but with a slight variation, as if you're reliving a slightly different version of the present. Sometimes, these changes are so subtle that they only become evident over time, as you begin to notice a series of small shifts in your daily life. Beyond objects being out of place, there are moments when you feel a change in your own energy. Perhaps one day you wake up with a sense of inexplicable clarity, a renewed sense of purpose, as if something within you has suddenly aligned. These are signs that something has shifted internally, and your external reality is starting to reflect that change. A contemporary thinker who deeply resonates with this idea is philosopher Ervin Laszlo. Laszlo advocates for the concept that we live in an interconnected field of information, which he calls the Akashic field. This field not only stores memories and events, but also organizes and creates the reality we live in. For Laszlo, consciousness is the key that allows us to access different versions of this reality. Small changes in perception, such as objects being out of place or shifts in personal energy, could indicate that we are tuning into a new frequency within this field of information. These subtle transitions are not just adjustments in our perception, but the result of changes in the realities we are experiencing. Understanding these transitions is the first step toward recognizing how much you influence your own reality. It's not just about noticing that your keys are in a different place, but understanding that these small shifts may be signs of a much larger transformation. These subtle movements are happening all the time, and the more aware you become of them, the more you can use this awareness to consciously shape your future. By aligning with these changes and recognizing them as transitions, you can begin to make more intentional choices rather than simply reacting to the world around you. In doing so, you're not just participating in reality, you are becoming the co-creator of your own life. Each decision, thought, and emotion draws the lines of your path. By being attentive to these moments of transition, you can shape the life you truly desire, consciously choosing the reality you wish to live in. Imagine on an ordinary day, you're reading a book you've read before. Suddenly, you come across a sentence you don't remember seeing, something that feels out of place, as though the content has subtly changed. This sensation might be a reflection of something larger, a small shift in your perception of reality, signaling that you're moving between parallel versions of your own world. These micro-transitions, as subtle as they are imperceptible, are like tiny deviations in a vast sea of possibilities. This mindfulness of the details is key to strengthening your connection to the version of yourself you wish to become. However, recognizing these transitions requires more than just simple attention. It demands being fully present, conscious, and immersed in the moment. We are often so caught up in the automatic routines of daily life that we fail to notice the subtle changes happening around us. When you allow yourself to pause and reflect on what has shifted, or question why something feels out of place, you open a new door to perception. And this door leads to a deeper understanding of how your reality is constantly adjusting, shaped by your choices, thoughts, and intentions. As you become more attuned to these signs, you begin to align with parallel versions of yourself, versions that exist in different realities but can be accessed and integrated into your current experience. Every small adjustment in your environment or perception is an opportunity for reflection. When you notice a subtle change, ask yourself, how does this shift reflect the person I am becoming? It is in this state of mindfulness that the true power of transformation begins to bloom. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist, introduced the concept of synchronicity, the idea that seemingly unrelated events are linked by deeper, often invisible meanings. These meaningful coincidences suggest that shifts in our reality are reflections of internal changes. For instance, a memory you once recalled clearly may later seem different, signaling a shift between parallel realities. When we move to a new reality, our memories may adjust, creating a slightly altered narrative. This phenomenon can be explained by neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize its neural connections in response to new experiences. Every time we access a memory, it is reconstructed, reflecting who we are in the present. Scientists call this false memory, where details shift upon revisiting them, challenging the stability of both our memories and reality. Henri Bergson, a French philosopher, argued that time and memory are fluid, always changing according to our present needs and circumstances. This continuous shift makes memory a living, dynamic experience. For example, you may remember a conversation with a friend at a cafe, only to later learn it happened in a park. This seemingly minor shift shows how our mind reorganizes details based on our current consciousness. These subtle adjustments could signal shifts in reality, aligning with new versions of ourselves. Every time we recall a memory, it is recreated, reflecting who we have become in that moment. This flexibility extends to how we perceive the past. The memories we recall are not fixed, but can be reinterpreted based on our present state of being. By understanding this, we gain the freedom to reinterpret past experiences, breaking free from narratives that no longer serve us. The past, like the present, is flexible, allowing us to reshape it as we evolve. Carl Jung also believed that our memories are living symbols that change as we grow. These shifts in reality, often subtle and fleeting, may occur during moments of extreme stress or emotional intensity, such as near-death experiences or narrowly avoided accidents. In such cases, our consciousness may transition to a parallel reality where a tragic outcome is avoided. Quantum physicist Amit Goswami suggests that our consciousness actively shapes reality. In heightened states, like during crises, we become more open to quantum leaps between realities. These shifts challenge our perception of stability and remind us that reality is far more fluid than it appears. If we can shift to avoid tragedy, what else might be influenced in our lives? By becoming aware of these transitions, we gain control over our reality. Instead of being passive observers, we become creators, shaping the world around us. The present moment is the point of power from which we can influence future possibilities. Through visualization, we can create a mental blueprint of the reality we wish to manifest. This process not only shapes our actions, but also rewires our brain to align with our desired future. Philosopher William James emphasized that our beliefs shape reality, and visualization helps internalize new beliefs about who we can become. By aligning our actions with our vision, we can manifest our ideal reality. Small, consistent habits help bridge the gap between our current and desired selves. Emotions play a key role in this process. Positive emotions like gratitude and peace guide us toward alignment with our goals. As we evolve, our memories and reality evolve too, reflecting who we are in the present. Heraclitus, the ancient philosopher, said, "No man steps in the same river twice," emphasizing that both we and the world around us are in constant flux. The power of shaping reality lies not in controlling every detail, but in recognizing that our thoughts, emotions, and actions continually shape the world. This awareness frees us from feeling at the mercy of circumstances and empowers us to create the life we want. So, how have you been shaping your reality lately? What changes have you noticed as you align with your deepest desires? Leave your responses in the comments. If this message resonated, please like and subscribe to the channel for more content on transforming your reality. Share this video with friends or family who might benefit from this reflection. Thank you for being part of this journey. May you continue to shape your life with intention and awareness. I'll see you soon, and until then, take care and keep creating the reality you wish to live.